Okay, so here I am. I'm at the end of round 5, and I'm just going to be entering my connecting chain. So again, keeping the tension looser than normal. And I'm going to do a slip stitch into the 4th chain of chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Insert my hook, and then complete a slip stitch like that. Now I'm going to do a slip stitch in the next chain, in the next stitch right here. Okay, a slip stitch. Then I will slip stitch into this chain 3 space, like that. Of course, we are now on round 6. Okay, now we will chain 1, and we will do 4 single crochets into this chain space. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Now we will do a picot. So we will do a single crochet at the top of this cluster here. So right at the top here in this stitch right here, we will do a single crochet. And we will chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now we will do a slip stitch into the front loop of the single crochet that we just did. So here's our single crochet. Okay, right there. Here's our front loop right there. We will do a slip stitch like that, and we will now work in the next chain space right here. We will do 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so you should have something that looks like this. Now I will do a single crochet into this chain 1 space right here. Okay, and I will do 4 single crochets in the next chain space right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now we are on the middle cluster right here. We will do a picot. So we will insert our hook into the top stitch and do a single crochet. Now we will chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And we will do a slip stitch into the single crochet that we just did in the front loop right there. Like that. Now in the next chain space here, we will do 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Go. So now we will do a single crochet into this chain 1 space here. And we will work 4 single crochets in the next chain space right here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we will do a picot on this next cluster here. Okay. So do a single crochet into the top of that cluster like that, and chain 3, 2, 3. Now we will do a single crochet. Now we will do a slip stitch in the single crochet that we just did in the front loop like this. Okay. Now we will in this chain 5 space right here, we will do 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, we'll move that over to the side a little bit, and we will do a triple picot. So for a triple picot, we after our chain 4, we do, after our 4 single crochets, we do chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, like this. Now in the the fourth single crochet that we did right here, the last one, we will do a slip stitch into the front loop of that. Okay, like this. And now we will chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we will slip stitch into the same front loop that we did our last slip stitch in. Okay, like that. Now we will chain 4, 2, 3, 4, and again we will slip stitch in the same front loop that we slip stitched in before, like that. Okay, now we will do 4 single crochets in the same chain 5 space. Okay, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now we will, on top of this cluster here, we will do a picot. So do a single crochet into the top of the picot right there, like this. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and into the single crochet we just did, the front loop right here, we will do a slip stitch. Like that. Okay, now in this chain 3 space here, we will do 4 single crochets, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, like that. And we will do a single crochet in this chain 1 space right here, like that. Now we are on the next cluster right here. So in this space here, this chain 3 space, we will do 4 single crochets. In the middle cluster, we will do a picot, so we will do a single crochet into the top stitch right here, chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and in the single crochet we just did, the front loop, we will do a slip stitch like that. Now in the next chain 3 space, we will do 4 single crochets, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and in this chain 1 space we will do 1 single crochet. Now we will repeat that one more time, so we will do 4 single crochets in the next space, 1, 2, 3, 4, followed by a picot in the middle cluster right here. We will do a single crochet in the top stitch right here, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and a slip stitch in the single crochet, the front loop right here. Okay, go. Now we will do 4 single crochets in the next chain 3 space, 2, 3, and 4, like that. Okay, and that finishes our corner piece. So your corner piece should look something like this. Okay, picot, a picot, a picot, a 3 picot cluster, sorry, a triple picot, 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 picot. Okay, so here we are, moving on to the body of our border. So what we will do is, in this chain 2 space, we will do 2 single crochets at normal tension, 1, 2. Okay, in this single crochet right here. Right on top of it we will do a picot. So we will insert a hook into that single crochet, do a single crochet, and chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now we will do a slip stitch in the front loop of our single crochet that we just did right here. Okay, and we will do 2 single crochets in this next chain 2 right here. 1, 2. Okay, and now we will do 4 in this next 4 single crochets in this next space right here. Chain 3 space. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we will do 1 single crochet in this chain 1 space right here. That, and here we are at the top right here. We will do 4 single crochets in the next chain 3 space right here. 2, 3, 4. Okay, and we will do a picot right on the top cluster right here. So we will insert our hook into the top stitch right here. Do a single crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, 3. And in the single crochet we just created, the front loop, we will do a slip stitch like that. Okay, now in the next chain 3 space we will do 4 single crochets. 2, 3, 4. Okay, and we will do, and in this chain 1 space we will do 1 single crochet like that, and in the next chain 3 space right here we will do 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, and now we are on the chain 2 space right here. So we will do 2 single crochets in this chain 2 space right here. 2, like that. So we should have a piece looking like this. Okay, so let's summarize round 6. So for round 6, for each of these chain 2 spaces here, okay, we will do 2 single crochets in those. For on each of these smaller shells here, at the top, on the single crochets, we will do a picot. And a picot is insert your hook, do a single crochet, chain 3, and then do a slip stitch in the front loop of that single crochet we just created. Over here, we have our bigger shells. In each of the chain 3 spaces, we will do 4 single crochets. Okay, and then in between here, in each of these chain 1 spaces, we will do 1 single crochet. At the top here, we have our cluster, and on the top of the cluster, we will do a picot. So we will insert our hook into the top stitch of the cluster, do a single crochet, chain 3, and then do a slip stitch into the front loop of that single crochet we just created, and we will repeat. Okay, for the corner here, for each of the chain 3 spaces, we will do 4 single crochets. Okay, for each of, on top of these clusters here, we will do a picot. In between here, we have our chain 1 spaces, and in the chain 1 spaces, we will do 1 single crochet. Okay, when we get to the corner part here, in the 4 clusters, the first and the 4th cluster will not have a picot on those. The second and the third will have a picot. When we get to the chain 5 here at the corner, we will do 4 single crochets, followed by a triple picot, and then 4 single crochets. So to do a triple picot, once you have completed your first 4 single crochets, you will immediately after do chain 4. Then you will do a slip stitch into the front loop of that 4th single crochet we just created. Then you will chain 5, do a slip stitch into the same front loop. Chain 4, do a slip stitch into the same front loop once again. And then you will finish off this part by doing 4 single crochets in this same space where you will end off here, where you will do a normal picot. And a normal picot again is insert your hook at the top of the cluster, do a single crochet, chain 3, and then do a slip stitch into the front loop of that single crochet you just created. Okay, and then you will repeat all the way around, and I will meet you at the beginning here where we will finish off this round. Okay, so here I am at the end of this round, and I've just completed my 2 single crochets in this chain 2 space. Here's my corner, and what I will do is do a slip stitch into the 4th chain of chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, right here, like that. Okay, so now we are finished our work, and you can cut the string, weave it through, okay, and then you are now complete. Okay, so thanks for watching. Check out my channels for other videos, and subscribe if you like them.